Hazy, humid, and turning hotter on Friday. Good Thursday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, we did it. We hit 89 degrees. Yes, that was probably one of the hotter days we've seen all year. In fact, it is the hottest day. We had a string of 87s, but 89 in Knoxville, 1 degree cooler than Oak Ridge. Oak Ridge hit 90 for the first time this year in Anderson County. We saw a 90 down in Athens, McMinn County, while it was only 83 in Crossville. So the temperatures were part of the story. Maryville, about 89 degrees as well. Sevierville, Pigeon Forge coming in at 88 degrees. Keep in mind, the normal high is 85 this time of year, so that put us 4 degrees above average. I think we'll be probably closer to 92 tomorrow, the way things are shaping up, so we could tack on 3 extra degrees tomorrow. The peak wind gust was only 14 miles per hour, but we did start the morning on par with what's normal. Normal low is 65. We were there at 6:47 this morning, based on the records from the National Weather Service at McGee Tyson. High temperatures were 90 all over the map, from 94 Nashville, 92 Chattanooga, and 90 in Memphis. They saw a 90 in Atlanta today, while it was 87 in Lexington. To give you some comparison, Charlotte, North Carolina coming in at 92. So it seems like summer has taken hold across many areas across the deep south and certainly here in the Tennessee Valley. Ultimate Doppler radar presented by your local Marco's Pizza, not showing anything at all. Quiet from Cookeville to Crossville to Morristown to Newport. In fact, if you're hungry tonight, maybe you want a late night snack, check out marcos.com. They have local offices, local stores in Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, as well as Ebenezer Road. And maybe you're hungry for a large pepperoni pizza. May I recommend the Pepperoni Magnifico? When it's less than $10, I'd say that is pretty magnificent. And the new Pozzoli, which is a great lunch item, might add, for less than $6. You can grab a pepperoni and sausage, which is my favorite, but you may prefer the buffalo chicken or the chicken bacon ranch. Don't forget the chicken bacon ranch. By the way, the radar looks pretty quiet. I did see one little passing sprinkle, maybe a passing shower in parts of Monroe County late this afternoon, as I showed my premium members, but really didn't amount to much. All the active weather appears to be in northern sections of Missouri. And of course, our eyes will be on Omaha, because 7 o'clock tomorrow night, it is my understanding that the College World Series against Florida State and, of course, the Vols will take place in Omaha. But the severe weather looks like it'll be moving south of Omaha. There could be some severe storms in Omaha on Saturday for any other ball games that might be going on there. But meanwhile, Detroit, western sections of Lake Erie getting some rain this hour, and some concerns for severe weather in the middle part of the country. Texas has quieted down much of the area, but still some heated advisories in orange. The bigger story for us will be the continued heat stretch that's coming into play. I did show this earlier today. If you didn't notice, I made a riddle. I said, riddle me this, East Tennessee. What would Phoenix, Arizona, and Knoxville, Tennessee have in common by Saturday? The answer is smoke and haze. Plenty of haze. You need some proof. Take a look at our friends down toward Phoenix, right? You got all these plumes associated with wildfires. What we're looking at is future smoke. Smoke that hasn't necessarily occurred yet by 2 o'clock in the morning Friday, but it's vertically integrated. So it's like the entire column of air. You can see the poof of smoke around Tucson and Phoenix. And follow the arrows. It's going northbound towards Salt Lake City, where they have their own sense of smoke in the air. Then it begins to arch around Minneapolis, and then Omaha gets some smoke. Oh man, that's like Friday evening. Yeah, that may be during the game. Maybe the air quality during the game isn't so grand. That's a possibility, and you would have heard it here first. St. Louis. Oh yes, but it's not in Knoxville. What are you getting all fussy about the smoke? Well, take a look. By the time we hit Saturday, oh man, follow the arrows. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the arrows. The red, no, blue. The blue arrows, cool direction, right, from the northwest, but that's bringing down some smoke potentially, if not at the very least, some haze in the air, and we'll have the heat to go with it too. So if you're in Knoxville, you're in Morristown, and La Follette, the blue sky might be replaced with a little bit more haze. You might start to feel or sense in the air by Saturday morning. Keeping an eye on that. Wanted to share that with you. Also, we're tracking humidity that will be here before and after the smoke may arrive. Tracking the humidity. There's 8 o'clock Friday morning. We got haze and humidity. Oh, it's sticky too at noontime tomorrow. May get a little bit of a pullback later Saturday, as we'll illustrate here, because there's Saturday morning, right? It's humid. But notice there's some drier air in eastern Kentucky, and that tries to push, he says, tries to push some of the humidity away for the second half of your Saturday. Because there's midday, It's like humid and sticky south of I-40, but north of I-40, it's a piece of cake. It's grand in Sneedville and Jellicoe, by this model anyway. Midday on Saturday, the humidity drops, mainly north of I-40, but it could move further south by Saturday afternoon, 5 o'clock. Looks good, but then it comes back. You knew it would. It would come back most likely on Sunday morning, which, by the way, is Father's Day. Don't forget dear old Dad. By lunchtime, maybe by the time you get out of church services on Sunday, temperatures will be warming up rapidly, and there'll be plenty of humidity to go around as it stays sticky going into the rest of your weekend. By the way, the National Hurricane Center has not one, not two, but three areas they're watching for possible development over the next 7 days. So think about this as a week-long event. I think the 40% chance, which clearly has good merit to be 40%, may be such a slow mover, it may very well head west. Like it could bring some heavy bands of rain to Houston, but it likely will impact Mexico, most likely, with the center of circulation there. That seems to be the trend for that orange area that says 40%. And the rain they've had, and they've had 8 to 12 inches. No kidding. 8 to 12 inches of rain has fallen in South Florida over the last 3 or 4 days. And that system, as it emerges from Florida, heads northeast. That's why we have a yellow area off the Carolinas. Now, whether it gets a name or not, it's only 20%. But it is something worth noting. It may not be the best beach weekend simply because of high tide, high surf, and maybe even rip currents. But today, we're down at the bottom of the graph here. We're in the middle of June, today being the 13th, tomorrow being Flag Day, and there is a yellow uptick, a little uptick in the line there. So typically, we see most of our activity in the named storms. The hurricane season usually gets very active in August and September, right through Labor Day. September 10th, historically, is the peak day, but it still can be quite active in late September. And we know it can still be quite active in October too, but that's just the trend line as we see it. Headlines, more heat and humidity in view. It's going to be very hot for Father's Day. Maybe consider a cool beverage for dear old Dad, like a big tall iced tea, something like Mike. Keep him cool if he's doing some fishing in the shade on Sunday afternoon. Just a thought. Some storms are going to develop on Monday, but with only a 30% chance. Not everybody's going to see it. You're going to be like, you said it was going to rain on Monday. No, I said a 30% chance. That means 70% of us will say, oh, we didn't get anything. That's it? We didn't get anything. That's how some of you may react. Some of you do react that way because probability is sometimes a little difficult to grasp. And we know what's also difficult to grasp is the idea that snow is coming down in Montana. Not just like 1 foot, 2 foot. No, it's like 2 feet. I think we got maybe more than that. Last I checked, it was 21 inches. I saw a 47-inch from out there from the last run, but there's going to be some areas 20, 13, 12, over a foot of snow, possibly 2 feet of snow if you wanted a mid to late June snow vacation. And I know some of you do. I know some of you will likely get on an airplane this summer to go someplace. And may I recommend Montana, western Montana, take your snow gear. Yes, I know Knoxville's at the bottom right of this screen, but this is not a joke. This is snow potential in June. You don't always see this, but it is also contributing to the tornadoes that we've seen much this past couple of weeks because you have cold air on one side of the country. You got warm, humid air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Where it meets in the middle, you get the clash. And when that clash occurs, you get tornadoes. And we had 66 reports, he says, of large hail in Minnesota yesterday. Well, Minnesota looks like it's in the middle. Yeah, you don't normally think of Minnesota, northern Minnesota, as a severe weather state, but they had 66 hail reports. They had quite a bit of activity yesterday. Now it's drifting south of Omaha. But I find it interesting, as you may too, if you're a weather nerd like me, to say all that snow is still to come. That's what's suggested there. That includes Idaho and parts of Wyoming and certainly western Montana might be in the epicenter of snow in June. By the way, the Storm Prediction Center highlighting some areas that might still have some trouble spots. And interesting, there's a little yellow area just between the snow and maybe the Midwest. We're talking areas around Denver, northern sections of Nebraska, southwestern sections of Nebraska, northern western Kansas may also have some scattered severe storms. It includes Denver, but Omaha is not included. They may get thunderstorms, and they may have poor air quality because of some smoke from wildfires coming up from Phoenix, but they will not likely have severe weather. Allentown, Pennsylvania, on the other hand, may in fact have scattered severe storms tomorrow. That covers Hartford, Connecticut. It includes Boston and also maybe isolated in Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. and Pittsburgh. But if we get some thunderstorms, the Storm Prediction Center thinks that puts us in our neck of the woods, I think it's probably going to be more likely central Kentucky. Bowling Green, maybe in middle Kentucky. Basically, central Kentucky may get some isolated, just has some regular thunderstorms in the light green. I don't see it being an issue. The Smokies may have some convergence and showers there as well. Now, Omaha is included on Saturday. I mentioned that a moment ago. Lincoln, Nebraska, Des Moines, Iowa, and Sioux City and Sioux Falls may get some isolated severe storms on Saturday, as could Bismarck, North Dakota. So those are the trouble spots, as it would appear, coming into the Saturday time frame. Quiet here as we head into the rest of the weekend. High pressure is moving in from the Tri-Cities. Notice it's a southwesterly flow of air as we head into Friday. Cold front slides into the Commonwealth, but it brings in showers and stops at the doorstep of Tennessee, or so it would appear. As you can see, there's a little bit of activity in Roanoke, a little more activity from Huntington, Charleston, West Virginia, and back toward Lexington. But once that front comes to town, it looks like it stops right around the Jellicoe area, and then it goes poof, falls apart. Maybe some convergence in the higher terrain. Like I said, it's not going to be much if it shows up at all. I'd say it's less than 5%. That's pretty small. So if you're looking for some rain, you might have to pull out your magnifying glass. It's going to be hard to see over the next couple of days. Now, Monday, different story. Sunday, of course, we have this little disturbance off the coast of the Carolinas. I don't see rain being an issue. Should stay out of harm's way for Sunday. It's just a hot day at 95 degrees. Yes, he said 95 degrees for Sunday, Father's Day. What about the fog in the morning? I always like to show you this when I remember to show it to you. This gives you an idea at 6:30. There could be some patches of dense fog. Some areas in the valley, some areas around Tazewell, Claiborne County. Pick out your favorite town. Right through about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, there will be some possibilities of some fog to greet you as you head out the door tomorrow. So let's get to the forecast. 67 the low temperature tonight. We'll call it mid-60s. Normal low is 65. Expect clearing skies if they haven't already. Remain sticky, and some patches of fog may develop first thing in the morning where you live. Now, if we hit 65 for a low in Morristown, wouldn't surprise me. If we get as low as 61 in Bell County, Kentucky, Middlesboro, that too would not surprise me. 63 for Crossville. It will vary across the region. Friday, Flag Day, 92. Oh, come on. Yes, that would be the hottest day of the year so far. And we're going to eclipse that as we head into Sunday, because Sunday is going to be much hotter than Saturday. Saturday, we get maybe a little bit of a pullback. Saturday, I have us struggling to get to 90. But tomorrow, I think we're in the low 90s from Oak Ridge to Maryville to Knoxville itself. So there's Flag Day. A great opportunity to show your pride for the flag. 92 degrees, hazy, humid, and turning hotter. Winds will pick up out of the southwest 5 to 10. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. Again, struggling to hit 90 on Saturday. If we get it only in the upper 80s, well, then we'll kind of delay the heat wave because we need 3 consecutive days or more to make a heat wave. Certainly, there is that potential from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I've got all 7 days at 90 or higher, but Saturday might be tricky if we get some of the cooler air coming back in. We may finish in the upper 80s like we did today. But either still, 30% chance of rain on Monday, and that's it. So it's slim pickings. I might want to point out that Wednesday is a federal holiday. It's Juneteenth. And Thursday, we have the beginning of summer, the longest day of the year. Astronomically speaking, summer begins at 4:50 p.m. So you can say season's greetings to your neighbors at 4:50 on Thursday afternoon. By the way, you can keep track of it all using the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. Did I mention the best traffic reporter in town is Pete Michaels? He's been doing this since the 1970s, y'all. I don't know why you wouldn't listen to a guy. He knows this area like the back of his hand. And he keeps you informed at all times of the day and night. Just check out Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. Pete Michaels Traffic does come on the app, along with your Captain Accurate weather forecast. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate. It really isn't. We'll see you here next time. Take care.